This is Dr. Robert Leviton, physician informatician, and this lesson we'll review together navigating the spreadsheet. There are 6 lessons to review here: quick access ribbon, the main tools ribbon, the worksheet table grid, the worksheet status bar. We'll talk about search and go forward with several keyboard shortcuts that make using Excel very easy. Let's go to sheet 1 that we downloaded from Data World, and we'll begin with the quick access bar at the top of the screen. I really like this feature because it allows us to add icons to the access bar, and those icons give us the ability to do quick chunks of activities. So rather than going to File, Save, Save As, Print, using the tools on the quick access ribbon, you can do New, Open, Close, Save, Save As, Undo, and so forth. Let's take a look how we add a new icon to the quick access bar by opening the Customize Quick Access toolbar, scrolling down to More Commands. It opens up the popular commands, but I like using all commands. And then when all commands loads, let's just scroll down to text box, because I like putting text box in all of my Excel spreadsheets. And here it is. You simply add that. I like moving it up because I use text box more than quick print, and click OK. And now you can see the icon for a text box has been added to the quick access ribbon. Let's just quickly show you how that works. I come over here, and now I can just add a text box. It works as simply as that. Let's remove that so we don't have any clutter in our screen here, and move on to the main tools ribbon, which is this row of items at this here. So you have File, you have Home, and notice when I click Home, it opens up all of the groups in the Home group. So clipboard, font, alignment, number. If I click out of it, it collapses. Many of us like to see those tools. So if I click the Insert ribbon, I can see the table groups, illustration groups, the chart groups, the sparkline groups, and so forth. But way down at the very end is a tack. And when I click that tack, it will now fix that ribbon so that it doesn't close automatically. If I find I need extra real estate so that I can use other fields within the Excel worksheet, I can use the caret at the end, and that will close the field. Again, if I come over to Data, opens up the data groups with transforming data, queries, sorts, and filters. And again, I can tack it, or I can come over here to the Quick Launch Auto menu, and here you have the Auto Hide feature, showing the tabs which we started off with, and then you can simply click on Show Tabs and Commands, and that will lock it in place, much like the pin. The next is our work table grid, and here you can see the familiar format that you are all accustomed to with its columns and rows in this manner. But what I'd like to show you is if you're in A1, you can click Control End, and that brings you to the last cell in your worksheet. So when you're working with worksheet with thousands of rows and hundreds of columns, you can quickly go from the beginning, go using Control Home, or the end, Control End. Also, if you right-click on a cell, you're going to get 2 content menus. The first menu allows you to adjust the boldness, italicize the font, center it, add a fill color, colorize the font color. You can choose different font themes up here, or change the size of the font, and other features that we'll talk about. In the lower menu, you can cut, copy, paste, do smart lookups, insert and delete columns and rows, clear contents, all of these features that we'll be talking about as we proceed. One feature I'd like to emphasize is the new comment and note, so that if you're collaborating on a worksheet, you'll be able to communicate to your colleagues the elements of your thoughts as you work together. Now, the next area is the work status bar, and down here at the bottom, it starts off with our tabs, and we start with the introduction tab. Let's go to the sheet 1. By double-clicking on that, we can change the label on that, and we'll call this Diabetes Registry. And at the same time, when you right-click on that tab, you can add a color. I like adding colors to tabs when I'm working with other individuals because I can quickly direct them to the tab I'd like them to see by colorizing it. Again, by clicking on that, I can go to Tab Color, and I can say No Color. Using the Add Sheet icon here, I just click on that. That adds a new sheet, and similarly I can insert sheets, delete sheets, rename sheets, move sheets. I can protect the sheet, color it, and hide it, which may become beneficial when you're having very large databases and you want to hide data, and we'll talk about that in subsequent lessons. Let's delete the sheet for now and come back to our main screen. And in the status bar, down below here, if I right-click on that, you'll see the status bar customizable features. And these allow you to add tools to the very bottom of your screen when using Excel. So for example, how many times you look and you've forgotten or don't remember whether you got cap locks turned on. If you turn on cap locks, and you'll see now that down here in the status bar, when I hit cap locks, it's letting me know that the cap locks is on. When I hit cap locks key again, it turns the cap locks off. So the status bar provides many features. We'll just turn cap locks off for now. Another feature is the cell mode. Notice here it says it's ready. When I come over here to cell J3, it allows me to know that that cell is ready for me to add data. If I hit the equal sign to begin a formula, notice how its cell mode has changed to enter. And let's just say I want to change the 68 inches in height to centimeters. So when I click on the 68-inch item in cell H3, notice how it entered H3 here. I'm now pointing to cell H3. And let's just finish up the formula times 2.54, close parentheses, enter, and that gives me the height in centimeters. And now my cell is ready for me to work again. Let's just cut that. Actually, let's use clear contents. You come here and we clear the contents, which clears the formula and the data. Now down here is your page review, and you can see you have three different icons set up. The normal view that we're in now. Over here is your page layout. This will actually show you what the page will print on your printer, and so you can see after the location column we have an age column, but over here is your page break. And if you grab this blue line and let's just move it over to the other side of age like that, watch what happens when we come back to our print preview. Notice how age now is on the first page. So you're able to use these tools to quickly define how your spreadsheet will print in your documents. Let's return to normal, and let's come up now to the search feature. Oh, one last thing here. I'd like to zoom. The zoom feature, and you can go obviously zoom in and zoom out. And if you're familiar with the Microsoft platform, you will have seen many of these features repeated in the other tools. We come up here to search. Let's say I want to learn how to add a bullet to one of my notes. I'm coming over here, I'll type in bullet. Notice how it says get help on bullet. And then the menu over here will identify areas within the help features that will give you information. So if I click on that, it gives you rather robust instructions on adding bullets. And I see here that if I use Alt-7, so I just simply go here, Alt-7, add a bullet, space, and then I can now have bulleted text. And it's quite nice to have that search function that allows you to very rapidly learn about features in Excel. A few more moments. To conclude this presentation, let's just take a look at the keyboard shortcuts. We've included a link here in our text as well as the electronic version. And by quickly launching this keyboard shortcuts in Excel, you'll find the many features that are available in shortcuts. A lot you know, Control-C for copy, Control-V paste, undo, Control-Z, but also to be aware of that there are ribbon shortcuts as well as access tools to many of the features in Excel. Another area that we'd like you to be aware of is this piece here, and that's the 50 time-saving keyboard shortcuts. You come over to a download page. That download page looks like this. You'll download this quick file, and what that does is it opens up an Excel spreadsheet. It's a very nice spreadsheet, a lot of information here, but it's a little cumbersome to use. So what I like doing is coming over here to File and Print. I'll change the print format to print to PDF, save it to my file, and that way I'll have a nice PDF document that I can use here, printing often. In a couple of weeks of regular use, you'll have all of these hotkeys memorized. So with that, we'd like to thank you very much for joining us today. This concludes the lesson on navigating the spreadsheet, and we're looking forward to meeting you again for our next lesson.